This little video about a race, we're talking about how to find places to stay and kind of going over my main methodology of how I approach finding places to stay. We're just going to dive right into it. As always, if you always have questions, you can reply back, comment on videos, reply back to emails if you get them on an email list. Anything, anywhere, always reply back, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So we're going to hit the Ironman website first. We're at the Ironman 70.3 Memphis main page. So this is where I start my search for places to stay. I go to the course, go down to, here's a swim. So I do want to keep, I'm going to open this in a separate PDF so I can reference it later. So I keep the swim open because sometimes the start and the finish are in different areas. So that's what I'm after. Starting to finish, excuse me. Just kind of checking the bike course to make sure you're start and finish. You got transition, you got the finish line here. So it's all in one place. It's all in the park. Run, again, just kind of keep that in mind. Open a PDF in a separate window. So basically, it's all within Shelby Farms Park. I believe that is the name of it. Again, I am not totally familiar with the area, but I believe that is the Shelby Farms Park. So the next stop is Google Maps. I'd like to get my bearings. That's not what I want. So I'm searching Memphis. Server error. That's no good. I'm in Kansas City. We'll just do it the old-fashioned manual way. So Nashville, there we got Memphis. So as you can see, we got Shelby Farms Park. Right here, this is where our swim is going to be. So that's going to be key to make sure we have a good idea of where this is on the map. Because the next stop is Triathlon.com. Start up Airbnb.com. We'll start up VRBO.com. Hotels, where to? Memphis, Tennessee. The race date is October 3rd. So when they're picking that, most of the time you can go out as far as, so that's on a Saturday. Generally, I like to come in at least a day before. You can pick everything up on Friday. You start checking on Thursday. But for me personally, from Kansas City to Memphis, about an 8-hour drive. So that kind of be what my check-in is. I would probably leave Sunday. Try to get back home right after the race. So that's going to be my dates, 10-1 and 4. Start the search on Airbnb. We want stays. We already got an experience, so we don't need I always go entire place. I have tried shared rooms and stuff, and it's not been the best of times. Putting your dates. Otherwise, you're just looking at stuff and you can't really figure it out until you put in dates. I'm going to stay Thursday to Sunday. Save. Let's get VRBO going. October 1st to October 4th. Just me. Price line has shown up. I like to look at the map view, see where we're at. We got Shelby Farms right here. So notice there are some decent hotels. Quality Inn Suites, Germantown. So I like to make sure, looking back at the Google map, make sure that you are pretty close. So that's kind of nice. You know, you got a hotel, Quality Inn and Suites, 6.2 rating, a pretty decent price. You got Holiday Inn Express. It is 3.5 stars. And it's down to 163. You got another option here. Looks like we got the Extended Stay America, which you got to be careful to use. Extended stays may not have like a kitchen area if you want food. Candlewood Suites, those are always a decent little place. So hotel wise, you got tons of options. So personally, I would kind of look there till I found some place. We're going back over to Airbnb. Appears I have locked it up. Let's let it catch up. Go to vrbo.com. Notice as you search around, things pop up. Let's see if Airbnb caught up. Here we go. So you got some nice quality places. Poplar condo, 3-bedroom house. So if you got a crew going, that's a pretty nice option. Way out here, $70 a night, 65. So the one thing I want to make sure everybody's aware of, you got to click on this because they add in the fees for the cleaning, for deposits, all this other stuff. So you need to make sure that you are on top of, when you're looking at cost, you know, 10% over discount, that's nice. A cleaning fee, service fee, occupancy tax. So $345. So it's $77 a night, and that's just to start in, but then $345. So you've got October 1st through 4th, total of $345. So if you look at, let's just look at Candlewood Inn and Suites, $85 a night. So pretty good ratings. You gotta make sure your Queen Studio, non-smoking. I'm doing this just to kind of give you an idea what the price is looking like. So $328 and you get a hotel. So in that hotel, more than likely you get a mini fridge in your room, maybe you get a little microwave. Usually you get breakfast served. You've got access to the area, you know, the whole, maybe a little fitness center if you need to do workouts indoors. And here, you know, you've got actually for a little bit more a place to stay. So while it may look nice and quaint, you're gonna have to supply all your groceries, all your meals, but you're not in a hotel. Typically, I like to use VRBO and Airbnbs, not because the hotel will start putting on here, but you get here you go, a 5-bedroom house. So you can change your filters. You can change the max to maybe $100 a night. So Airbnb, this one's 99, 69. Let's just see what that comes out to. So again, I know this is maybe a little, oops, for some reason I don't load your results. That's not good. So if you look at the total, 334. So in actuality, you may not be getting the best deal by going to Airbnb or VRBO. If you have multiple people staying there, it might work out pretty well. But if you're just one person like myself, and I guess on VRBO, they just redid the whole thing. So 328. So if you're looking to beat that price, you're probably gonna have to go pretty cheap. And sometimes you kind of get what you pay for, or you're gonna have to stay a little bit further out away from the venues. Maybe this place, you know, 50 bucks a night, a guest house in somebody's backyard. Rare find. Maybe it's a nice little deal, 60 bucks a night for Memphis Soul Getaway. So notice you're starting to creep into downtown, and just be prepared. You know, it may not be, certain things may not be easily accessible, or there may be some situations where you don't want to be in certain areas. You just got to do your research, know where you're going, know what's a good spot, what's a bad spot. But this is overall. So let's say you're interested in this Candlewood Suites. And East Memphis. So what I'm doing is trying to find the hotel directly. Because what I'm going to show you is a little trick I like to use, because while Priceline is good for looking at maps and getting an idea of the pricing and where to stay at, unfortunately, if you book the reservations on a third-party host like Priceline, you have a problem. You need to cancel, you need to move, you need to do something. More often than not, you got to go through Priceline, and they make it very difficult to change stuff and charge you fees and everything. If you go direct with the hotel, usually they are very more apt to talk to you about certain situations. Like if you have a medical situation, usually they are pretty friendly on changing dates, giving refunds, as long as it's a legitimate reason. You know, if you have a medical situation, let's just see if it shows up on their direct site. So we're looking for the Candlewood Suites, Memphis East. Memphis East, 96 bucks a night. So they got 85 bucks a night. And I'm just comparing the price going direct because, like I said, you could get a situation where maybe you have to change your reservation, change something, and if you need to and you go to a third-party site, you're not going to be able to change it. Let's go ahead and accept the cookies. So let's, interesting. But anyway, I won't bore you too much, but this is basically the process that I go through. So 367 compared to 328. So you've got about like 40 bucks of basically of insurance. In case something happens, you need to change something, you need to rearrange something, you're more likely to get some help when you go directly to the website instead of the third party, even though this one does look like you get a little bit of a price reduction. But if you don't want to go to the hotel, you could save a little bit of money. You could save 67, 60 bucks or so. So you got the cleaning fee, $31. So basically what I wanted to show you guys is a long way around it. You go to the website, start off and summarize. You look for where the finish line is. So I look at the swim, just finding where transition is. Then I look at the bike or the run. And this is the swim. So transition's all in the same place. So that's kind of nice and convenient. Then the finish line is right here in Shelby Farms. So when you're looking here and you're going to your maps, this is my target area. And I find this area so I can get my bearings. So when I go to Priceline, I go to there and I find where I'm looking. And you got tons of options all around here. You can change your filters, find what you want. You find a hotel that you like. I would go Google that site and then find out if it's the same price directly on the site. Sometimes Priceline is better. Sometimes directly on the site is better. If you go directly to the site, you're more likely to get help if you need to change anything. Priceline will charge you a fee, more than likely, and you won't get your money back, or it'd be very difficult. It's kind of a pain. Then I hit all the other Airbnb, VRBO.com, just to see if there's anything comparable, because sometimes you might get a nice, cozy little cottage that might be kind of homey, a little bit nicer touch and feel than staying in a hotel. But just know your area, do your research a little bit, make sure this is where you want to be. Make sure they've got, see right here, looks like this is your kitchen. Got a microwave and a mini fridge. So if you're looking for a full-on stove, oven, you may not be getting it here. And notice, look at the pictures, fancy, $2 for candy. So it's interesting that they're charging you for anything that's in there. I guess it's on the honor system, but maybe you get to share with the cat. That's interesting. So this is I go hotels, VRBO.com, Airbnb.com. Sometimes I got the same places, but sometimes they'll have different options on there. Probably the closer you get to race day, the less likely you are to find a decent place. But I think this race overall, I think you'll have a fair amount of options pretty close up to race day. And again, like I said, this is the general how I go about each one of my events, kind of picking a place to stay and figuring out how I want to get there and where I want to stay at. I'm not really tied partially to either hotels or Airbnb. It's more based on price and availability. So again, this is for Memphis 70.3. This is my recommendations. Just kind of look around the park, kind of zoom out and decide, because it looks like there's plenty of hotel options, plenty of options out there, plenty of populated areas to stay at, and I would imagine plenty of places to get groceries and all kinds of other stuff. So make sure that you hit all your options and find out what you want and make it a great race event. We'll talk to you next time.